Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Warships with the mighty Jingles. Today we're dropping it down to lower tiers. This is it's the ship that I always refer to as the Tatsuta, because up until the latest patch in World of Warships, that's exactly what it was called. The Tenryu and the Tatsuta were two light cruisers, actually at the outbreak of World War II, the two oldest light cruisers in the Imperial Japanese Navy. It's a Tier 3 cruiser, and it's absolutely nothing like the American Tier 3 cruiser, the St. Louis. It's the polar opposite. This thing is fast, it's manoeuvrable, and its guns are, well, they're not bad. But it only has 4 of them, as opposed to the St. Louis, which has got, I can't remember off the top of my head, something like 16 guns. The St. Louis definitely has the gun firepower, but the thing about the Tenryu is, well, these ships were designed as the flagships of destroyer squadrons, and that's basically what they are. They're big destroyers. And that's pretty much how you play them here in World of Warships. And I can remember having some amazing games in this little Tier 3 Japanese light cruiser. And when they renamed it in patch 0.3.1, I actually almost forgot it was there. I kept thinking, where was that little Japanese cruiser that I liked playing? And I couldn't see it in the list anymore. Because, you know, I'm crap. Initially, I thought the Tenryu was a brand new ship that had replaced the Tatsuta, and of course somebody pointed out, actually Jingles, it's the same ship, they've just renamed it. So yesterday I flashed her up to have a go and see if it was as good as I remembered. It really, really is. If you like your Japanese destroyers, but you get frustrated by the terrible guns on them, I mean, I've made it up to Tier 5. I came kind of late to the Japanese destroyer party. I made it to Tier 5 of the Japanese destroyers, the Minakaze, and I think it's amazing, but the guns are terrible. The guns on this thing, they're not bad at all. I mean, you are not a St. Louis, but they rotate pretty quickly. Compared to the 45-second turret traverse speed on a destroyer like the Minakaze, I've played entire games in the Minakaze where I just haven't fired the guns at anything because it's a waste of time. The Minakaze is all about the torpedoes, and the Tenryu, which I'm almost certainly mispronouncing because I'm terrible at pronouncing Japanese names, is kind of like, well, look at how it's dodging shellfire here. I mean, that's a lot of enemy ships shooting at me. See how many of them hit. It's not quite as manoeuvrable as a dedicated proper destroyer, but it's not far off. Of course it doesn't have the concealment value of a proper Tier 3 destroyer, for example, but still, when you're as manoeuvrable as this, not one of them have hit me yet, and it's not through lack of trying. And of course it's a Japanese cruiser, so it has torpedoes, and that's why I say you play this thing like a big destroyer. They're all still trying to kill me. Are they actually going to start shooting at anybody in front of me now? Am I out of range now? Is that why they've stopped shooting? That's entirely possible. You're never going to be able to do sneaky torpedo runs in this thing the way that you can with a destroyer, because at the end of the day you are in a light cruiser and you will be detected. But, well, I say you're never going to do it. We shall see. Knocking out gun turrets, setting them on fire, turning into those torpedoes. Looks like he did take 1 torpedo hit, possibly. Oh, he's finally stopped shooting at me. He's he's gone for the battleship behind me. And basically what I've done here is it's the old Red Indians in the John Wayne Western movie tactic, isn't it? You run out, you make a lot of noise, and then you draw them all into the rest of your fleet. So while they were all shooting at me, our battleships and our other cruisers were pummeling the crap out of them, and it hasn't worked out too well for them, has it? Look at this guy, he's burning from stem to stern. Oh, he's still trying to kill them. Good luck with that. Yeah, he is definitely going down. In fact, he just did. So we've lost 1 destroyer, they've lost 2 cruisers, but they've got 2 capture points, we only have 1, so battleship up there. and there's at least 3 of us going for him. There's a destroyer that he's shooting at further over to the port side. He's not quite in range for me. And we have another cruiser, and he's in range now, so yeah, here we go. He obviously does not want that destroyer to get close to him. Actually, it looks like there's a 3rd ship shooting at him from over on the starboard side. I don't think I've scored any hits yet. Oh, there we go. No actual damage. It's like firing at the Death Star, isn't it? Negative. They didn't go in. They just impacted on the surface. This is only a Tier 4 game, by the way. What's that? American Tier 4 battleship. Is that the Wyoming? Yes, I think that's the Wyoming. Now he's turned, so I'm likely to have a couple of seconds of fire at him when he brings the guns around, although his rear gun turrets are going to be able to fire in the turn, but he's trying to open the distance up on that destroyer. We've set him on fire very, very nicely. Oh, did he just open up? Yeah, here it comes. Bang. Didn't do much actual damage, which is quite surprising, but it did set me on fire and knock my engine out, so immediately use my damage control ability. I'm going to have a couple of seconds of uninterrupted shooting time on him while he realises the guns, and now that I've got his attention, I am getting the hell out of here. Meanwhile, the destroyer behind him is closing in, so I'm going to leave him to the destroyer and the other cruiser. The game is not actually going too well. We've just lost another 2 destroyers and a cruiser, and all we've managed to do is kill 1 of their destroyers, but we're probably going to take that battleship out. Points-wise, we're lagging behind quite drastically. Actually, that guy's still in gun range. I may as well keep shooting him. The enemy team have got, they're not far off double the points that we have. Jingles, watch out for the island. Watch out for the island, Jingles. Oh, it's okay. I'm turning. I saw the island. Oh, crap. Who put that island there? That cost me some damage. Anyway. Yeah, hanging around the sea point is not really doing any good here because we control the sea point. I need to head over to B and attempt to cap that, and then A, take some of the pressure off. Look at the score difference. It's just ridiculous. They keep sinking our ships. They have over 800 points to our 300. I was convinced that this was just going to be another 1500 experience defeat. But I can slow down the rate, as long as we just stop dying. If I can get into the B capture point and slow down the rate at which they're gaining points, it'll give us some breathing space. Look at that, 862 points to our 343. Absolutely terrible. And then suddenly a wild destroyer appears. Now, I am fully aware that at this kind of range, he's probably got torpedoes in the water, and he is shooting at me, but my guns are a hell of a lot better than his. Oh, he's on fire. That's not good. There's some fire coming in from another destroyer. So I've got 2 destroyers on me, and there are his torpedoes. A little bit of fancy steering, no problem. Keep pouring fire into this guy. He's almost down. Oh, he's on fire. Oh, we've critted him. And come on. Lost sight of him, but I know roughly where he is. Bingo, got him. Now, there was another destroyer out there. There he is. He's closing in. Not entirely sure what it is. Is that American? I think that's American. Critted him, set him on fire. He's going to have repaired that. I'll put a wide spread on the second set of torpedoes. He's dropped smoke, lost sight of him. Keeps popping in and out every time he fires his guns. I haven't taken a lot of damage. I'm still pretty good. These shots keep hitting. Is he going to hit the torpedoes? Please hit the torpedoes. Okay, the narrow spread missed, but my high explosive shells are still hitting him. Come on, the wide spread. Come on, the wide spread of torpedoes. No. And there's a cruiser over there. The destroyer made it. He's still in the smoke screen somewhere, so I'm going to have to chase him down. He's launched his own torpedoes at a friendly cruiser. I'm scoring hits on that cruiser. I can't see the destroyer. I know he's there, but it looks like we've chased him out of the cap circle. So we are actually starting to cap B, and he's still out there. There's fresh torpedoes in the water. He's still going for that other cruiser, who has managed to avoid them. Oh, citadel penetration with high explosive. Oh yes, you beauty. Come on. Come on, let's get some more shots in on this guy. And we need to find that other destroyer. There he is. Okay, he's down. That's good. We have defended the cap.
Our team has taken the lead.
And now there's a battleship. Actually, I'm not convinced that is the destroyer that I was shooting at first. Because they do have 2 destroyers left. And there are torpedoes in the water. There they are. Saw them coming. No problem. Oh, I think the other destroyer just popped up. Just over there to the port side. We've lost him again. Everybody's focusing their fire on this battleship. He's fired and missed me, which gives me a couple of seconds of uninterrupted firing time on him. My torpedoes are back up. I'm within torpedo range. Bring this thing around. Oh, here comes this. He missed. Get the torpedoes away. And careful, I'm not going to... Oh, okay, I'm going to have to turn into him, otherwise I'm going to run aground. And then he would just take me out of the water instantly with high explosive, high caliber cannon fire. But pointing directly towards him makes me a more difficult target to hit. But I don't want to get within range of his secondaries, so screw it. And oh, this is not good. Now, this is where I realise I am going to die. I've just been hit by a broadside from the battleship, and that's a St. Louis, and he completely outguns me. But I've hit the battleship with the torpedoes, and he is flooding. Turn sideways onto the St. Louis. I know I'm going to die. Look at the scores. We've managed to pull it back. Come on, reload the torpedoes. Let me just stay alive long enough to reload the torpedoes. That's all I ask. I've lost the gun turret. The battleship has sunk. Got the battleship. My engine's out. Get these torpedoes away. I got 1 clutch of torpedoes off. That's it. One of my torpedo tubes has been knocked out. I've only got 2 guns that can actually track onto this St. Louis. Come on. Let's get some shots into him. And I am done. But wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Any second now. Torpedoes are running true. I could only get 3 torpedoes away, but 1 is all it was going to take. Worth it. I love this ship. It's just like driving a big destroyer, except the guns work properly, unlike most other Japanese destroyers. And we've taken B, of course, and now look at the difference in the scores. They were 860 points to our 335. Now we're now 820 to their 530. And there's only 2 of them left. This was one hell of a game. But that was pretty much it for that match. 2 remaining ships on the enemy team, and we never saw them again. They just ran away and hid in the opposite corner of the map and brought great dishonour to the name of the Emperor. Oh. Fantastic game. I mean, at one point, the enemy team not only outnumbered us and had most of the capture points, but they also had 3 times the score that we did, and somehow we held it together and we came back and won. And the results of this match will look like this. Yeah, that'll do. 142,000 credits, 4,500 experience, 2 Battle Hero awards. That's not bad for a Tier 3 light cruiser match. Unsurprisingly, yeah, that's base experience. I think the only time I've ever scored more base experience in a game of World of Warships than that was in the Cleveland, and the Cleveland was in a Tier 9 game. I like this ship. 50,000 damage, Tier 3 light cruiser, and most of it was from gunfire, which is not what you expect in these low-level Japanese light cruisers. The real thing actually had quite an impressive war career. The Tenryu actually sank the USS Quincy, which was a New Orleans-class heavy cruiser with 2 torpedoes at the Battle of Savo Island. Despite the fact that at the time the ship was the oldest light cruiser in the Imperial Japanese Navy. She was built in 1919. She didn't survive World War II, however. On the 18th of December 1942, she was doing exactly what she was designed for, serving as the flagship of a destroyer squadron, taking supplies to Japanese troops on New Guinea. She successfully completed her mission, and on the following day, the 19th of December 1942, she was sunk by torpedoes fired from the American submarine, the USS Albacore SS-218. And that was the end of the war for the Tenryu. I do recommend it in World of Warships, however. It's immense fun to play. Particularly if you like Japanese destroyers, but you're frustrated by how terrible the guns on them are, because that is basically what this ship is. It's a big Japanese destroyer with guns that don't suck. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's replay, folks, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.